So there's another kind of micro game mode that we can do that has more like stat grinding if we want to do it.
Oh, what is it?
It's the arena.
You know, I heard some rumblings of it. I hadn't quite figured out if I had access to some of these things or not.
It's an interesting question.
But I
think
mean, clearly you do, so.
yeah. So the lift is here if you want to come to me.
Yeah,
I
let me
guess
just.
whenever you're ready.
I had some money in minerals from last time that I hadn't done anything with, so I was just gonna do that. I think this will take only a second. I just wanted to get one more in the like reduced mana consumption for skills. Actually, I decided to go that route with it. Okay, that seems good.
Sound almost muffled. It's a bit weird. Boy. Sound stuff is hard and harsh. Testing? Testing.
I can
Testing.
hear you.
Yeah.
You don't need my input though, right?
Yeah, no, you've been hearing this mic the entire time because Discord refuses to accept this specific microphone. Or no, Discord likes this microphone, it refuses my other one, which is the issue.
I see.
Let's see. Yeah, so this guy specifically sells just stat ups, and we just have to pay swords to do so. There's also statues. I don't remember. Oh. Gosh, I forgot about statues. You can upgrade them to... Oh, gosh, I forgot how much meta progression there is in this game. It is...
Ways to become even more powerful.
Like, killing the dragon the first time is really just the beginning, sort of.
Huh. You haven't beat this on New Game Plus, have you?
No. I actually didn't play too much of it. I played an amount. I wonder if you're going to do the multiplayer madness again. Maybe. I'd be up for it.
Do I need to come with you for stuff?
I think we're good to go. I just have to figure out how to start. Let's see. Oh, right. There's the fountain.
Is this all just for the arena, or is there like a different set of like dungeoneering things that we're about to go do here as well?
I think let's just do this vanilla. I kind of
Okay.
forget. Okay, we're just going to do rank 0. And... it gained 5 sword tokens to rank up. I'm just going to hit start and we'll see what happens. So this is just wave survival. 7 waves. I don't know what the... I think there's, like... the audience is happier with us if we do certain things. The longer we, like, make them wait before killing all the enemies, the grumpier they get. But the happier they are, the more loot we get, because we'll get, like, random treasure drops along the way. I don't actually remember. Oh, right, they throw bags out, and you have to, like, walk up to the bags and interact with them. And that's what happens. So yeah, keep an eye out for those along the way. There's also the altar, I think, in the center that gives us a boon. I forget what the boon is.
Oh,
Rapid blows
like
for me.
one of the just random boons that they get.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, one of the things I'd wanted to get was I'd wanted to level up the priest a little bit, so I'd have some regen.
Just a little bit. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because yeah, that regen makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, I've only got like... yeah, I think it's only like 3 bosses on the priest, so I think that's like 0.4, but...
yeah, that's enough. Kinda.
Yeah, I mean, certainly more would help. I was hearing some stuff that was like, you could just get lifesteal instead, and that's kind of more significant, but...
Yeah. I'm sure. There is all
I mean,
sorts
certainly
of...
when you're like just starting with the character, the the lifesteal is something you don't have. So
Yeah. Unless, of course, you have tons of money. At which point, then it's easy to get.
yeah, yeah, right. Which is
remember
I
if
guess
the
where
enemies
like
get
you
killed
just
by
wanted to...
traps.
Wait, you got killed or?
No,
Or the enemies get killed.
Yeah, I don't remember if they get killed from traps. Like the spike pillars that are just kind of hanging out there. No, that's part of the background.
Oh, I see. And the bags are just items.
Yeah, not always. Sometimes it's consumable, but yeah, usually items. Okay, boy. Picking these up was a lot easier with, like, 30 people on the field. I think you can shoot the bags, by the way, if you want to, like, if you don't want to get close, so if it has, like, an apple in it. Oops. There we go. Extra gold gain. That sounds nice. Even
Upgrading my
bags.
basic attack really was the right call, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Where can you get the soundtrack for this game? Frankly, I have no idea. I was looking for it. I know it's on YouTube?
Yeah, presumably the listen outside of that.
Yeah, other than that, I actually have no idea.
I did go listen to it some, and it was like, there's a couple extra songs, so...
Yeah, well,
But the ones
we
that
haven't
are
even
the
been
same, I
into,
think,
like, half the dungeons, so...
Yeah. The ones that were the same, though, seemed pretty darn similar. I don't know if I was missing some small changes, but...
Yeah. I was trying to do some cursory Googling. I was getting nothing.
Huh.
There we go.
Just not a lot of information available on the game?
No, just as far as I could tell, no publicized location of like where to buy the soundtrack. Like some games have the soundtrack just included as part of their like Steam store page, so you can get the soundtrack as well as, you know, the game. I will often pick up a bundle if it's a game that I like, or if it's a soundtrack I like. I'll just be like, all right, sure, give me the bundle, give me everything. Air protection. Unfortunately, we're going to get so many items and then just immediately finish.
Well, or die, right?
It's true. Don't walk into the spike pillars. That's the real answer.
What is the, do we have to survive this to get things?
Yeah. I think. I know we get a number of crowns. They're like sword things that we get for victory, and we can... let's see. We can trade those and a small amount of money for stat upgrades. It's kind of like... I wouldn't exactly say like a faster version of the smithy, considering these rounds last less time.
Okay. Did we pick difficulties or something? Like, is
This is
like
the
on
easiest
easiest?
one. I can scale it
Okay.
up. I wanted to start easy and go up.
I wasn't sure if it was a sort of like, kind of in the same way that the normal game plays, where you just like fight until you die.
No, if
And
you
they're
notice,
just-
there's the shoot, whatever that famous Japanese wave painting is in the top left. It says 5 out of 7. That means how many waves we got
yeah.
left.
It seemed like we weren't going to die at the rate things were scaling up, so I'd be surprised.
Oh, good. I am dropping frames. That's fun. Been having a bad couple weeks as far as like my internet goes, and I'm grumpy.
Do you know why?
No.
What makes it a bad week?
It's just like dropping frames or just going down entirely for long hours. And
Yeah,
then-
but I think like what causes that? I guess.
So I called for one of them because it was taking hours, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, it says it says on the website that there are no outages, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well, one of the switches for your neighborhood just broke, and we have no idea when they're gonna be able to replace it." And it's like, "Oh, so is that like a day or like 20 minutes. And the answer was 20 minutes.
Okay.
But it seems kind of random.
Yeah. Okay. So part of it is there's just some behind the scenes like infrastructure stuff that's happening. We just like.
I'm assuming some of the chipset issues that are kind of plaguing the world in general are really stinking up a lot of tech support and like basic maintenance.
I think of it as being a GPU problem. Do you think is it the same types of computer chips for like other than GPUs? Just like
Yeah, because I know cars are having issues too. Because a lot of cars have smart chips in them now.
It's not a GPU, it's just a CPU. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it? Actually, I don't know enough about that.
Yeah, unfortunately it's not exactly.
Because yeah, I knew the car one, but I understood that to be like an expression of the other problem.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard of people. I don't know. I mostly heard about it in terms of GPUs, but it's probably other things. It's probably more than I realized.
Yeah, I don't entirely know the source of the issue because I know COVID messed it up. But I thought the like original source of the issue was mostly from Bitcoin mining.
Yeah, there was like some big supply increases, and then like for the cars in particular, part of it was because a lot of them dropped their orders because they thought their car prices, and you know, for a period of time, car sales had gone down. But then suddenly a lot of people like moved out to the suburbs and all these other things and suddenly wanted cars again, and all the car manufacturers get to be at the end of the line. So that was partially like they just kind of got the worst of it because of like things not happening quite the way they expected them to.
Okay. Unfortunately, I mostly just know that these things are happening, not why.
Yeah. Well, I know his dad is having trouble getting like a work computer and stuff like that too. So it's certainly affecting us at my job. Yeah, it's pretty wild how like I don't know, it's just significant it is.
Yep.
How long of a duration too.
I am still very glad that I was able to get that free graphics card from you. Hey.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I certainly wasn't going to use it at that point in time. Cool. I guess we got money and ore and stuff.
Yeah, so if you want to come up to this guy, the damage upgrades, I don't know if they're as significant as they are at the blacksmith upstairs.
Huh. They're all grayed out to me, even though it says I have 5 available. It looks like I should be able to, but I'm wondering if I don't have DLC or something like that.
Oh, can you not buy it if you don't have the DLC?
I don't know.
That's a question.
I mean, I guess you gave me this game as a gift. I don't know if I have the DLC or not, but
I think I might have forgotten about that.
That's fine. This was interesting. So this is like a way to, I guess, further up your character, right?
Yeah. I just didn't think it would be an issue. Oh.
Do you want to do more of this tonight? Is this something you're like excited about, or you just wanted to give it a shot?
Yeah, just give me like 2 seconds.
I don't really need this right now.
Yeah,
I can go pour this money into other things.
So the thing is, this specifically adds, there's another dungeon that we can do as well. With this specific DLC.
Okay, well thank you. I wonder if I need to rejoin or something.
I think you need to. I could be wrong. I was thinking what we do is probably alternate between... What? Sorry?
Oh, it's like I didn't... Oh yeah, no, actually, as funny as it is, I thought I need to rejoin the game or something, but I don't.
Nope, it just immediately activates. Great.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Owie the Owen, for the 39-month resub. Hammerwatching Heroes. Very nice. It's a fun game. I've been wanting to play it with, like, more of my friends, too. I wonder if I can turn on, more enemies for this. I'm gonna try it.
Can I drink your drinks at the tavern?
I think you can, yeah.
Or they're probably my drinks, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I went and looked at that. I was surprised you didn't seem to have very many drinks, but I think these are just the ones I have. If you go to the tapster, do you have more than 10 drinks.
I will double check in a second. I wanted to see if I could make it so we have more enemies to fight, but also better rewards. Oh, who's that guy? Drinks are for a player. Found that one out the hard way. Got it. Oh, right. That's what this guy does.
I was ready to drink Wanderbots drinks, though.
How can he quaff?
I guess I really got to go upgrade my tavern in my own game, though. Some of the drinks are really powerful.
I just don't know which ones I'd want to invest in. I mean, I guess I could go Mellow Mist and not move, but take half damage. Oh, that would be foolish.
Yeah, some of them are also look like traps.
Ooh. Enchanted
no,
Slammer just
the one
drains
I
your
was
mana.
getting a lot of use out of was the one that gives bonus mana regen for a reduction in health. It was really good on the priest because you had the mana shield.
Right. There we go. All right, ready for another?
Yeah, let's go.
I was thinking we do 2 rounds of the arena, then dungeon, and then probably rinse repeat. Do not get crushed. It is very bad.
Does it
Oh,
just
right.
kill
Also
you?
blades.
Yeah.
Luckily, for the most part, you kind of want to be doing circuits around the outside anyway, because that's
Yeah,
where all
it's
the loot
like-
is.
Pretty immediately finding that I didn't really want to be in that center area.
So I did up the difficulty this time around. We might have more enemies, but we most certainly... let's see. We most certainly, like, I just scaled it up to rank 1. We were on rank 0 previously.
I mean, does it kind of semi-follow the ranks of the actual dungeon?
You know, I don't know. Maybe? I think it just kind of operates under its own logic, but I
Okay.
don't fully know.
I mean, they kind of ought to in the game. Honestly, the ideal would even be that they kind of scale it so it's kind of like got some gradations in between it. So if you were getting like
Thumbs.
frustrated with,
Yeah.
yeah,
Part of the reason why I wanted to do this, because I figured it'd be a good way for us to get, you know, just a little bit more of a power boost. So when
I
we
guess
dive
so.
back into the dungeon, we can just stomp harder.
I wasn't having too hard of a time getting the
It got a
other
little tough
characters
with
up to the
the
point we're at.
shooty enemies. I guess what I should do is invest way more into my my resistance stats.
Yeah, so there's like those whips things that kind of like circles. Are those doing magic damage?
Maybe? I think so.
Because I did up my resistances in the game, and it felt like I was quite a bit more durable, but I didn't know exactly which things were the ones dealing the magic damage. Like, it seemed kind of like a lot of the ghosts were dealing magic damage, like more than just the wizard ones.
Yeah.
I have trouble keeping up with all the loot they throw in here.
It's a lot, yeah. Like I was saying kind of previously, when I was playing this with like a gazillion people, it was a little easier to follow. Because it was just like, hey, you just run a circle and pick up all the items that, you know, are still on the ground. I guess it's kind of the same.
You don't have to fight things, you mean?
Well, that was also it. There were significantly less enemies to actually even consider.
You said you had like 30 people or something like that, right?
It got silly, yeah. It got to the point where we actually had to have the in-group and the out-group for character revivals, because a number of people would show up with like level 1 characters for like full dungeon runs, and so they'd be probably fine for the first couple levels, and then they'd hit the later levels and it would just be insta-death for most of them. And so we tried to do a run where like everybody got revived, and what that amounted to for the most part was tons of dead people, and then the good people would die because of the
linkage.
Yeah, the soul linkage, and so it's just kind of like, okay, now we actually have to be kind of mean about this and say, like, you don't deserve to live through this run.
Yeah, the game doesn't really make it easy for you.
No. There's no good catch-up mechanic, and Honestly, like, I can't really blame
if
it.
there
We were
were, it'd be a
definitely
way
trying to
power
do...
level, right?
What was that? Sorry?
Oh, if there were a good catch-up mechanic, it'd be a way to power level characters, which you kind of can, but
I really wonder if the fountain buffs actually even affect this. Can't really tell. There we go. Yep. Have that. Oh! Those statues are not fountains. Those statues are the shooty variety.
you went there for healing, did you?
No, I was just confused. It's like, wait, why did it shoot? Why did the Healy fountain shoot? And then it's like, oh yeah, it just needs to die.
You feel betrayed?
Is
I
one
tried
using
to
a different
deal
mic
with them,
today? Yes.
The sorcerer, I forget how, like, you just don't have that many tools for dealing with, like, certain single target stuff, at least. No, you really just don't. It's not even just a way I built this character thing.
Yeah, there's definitely an amount of, like, certain character classes just really excel one way or another.
Yeah, which, I mean, to be honest, I kind of wanted this, and it would be unfair to have everything, so...
Yeah. There is,
Yeah, actually,
if we ever decide to do something a little spicy, there is Gladiator Mode, which is the permadeath mode, but we can do, like, a DIY class.
Oh, so you can, like, choose skills from other characters?
Yeah, so if you wanted to, like, mix and match, like, Chain Lightning, the Sorcerer, Ice Orb, and maybe some other things, I think that's how it works. I'd have to look into it.
Huh.
But to my knowledge, that is how it works. I don't know if there's, like, much of an enduring benefit for doing so. Which is odd. It's like, I shouldn't have to want, like, a meta progression bonus just to play as a character. Yeah, it's called Mercenary Mode. I've seen a couple of people do it, I just don't really know what the merits are.
I mean, I can see some interesting stuff if you wanted to, like, create your own character.
Yeah. The permadeath is... It's weird. It's like, I'm so used to permadeath in a lot of roguelikes, but the moment I get permadeath in a roguelite, I'm like, I don't like this. It doesn't feel right.
You never played hardcore mode games if you helped it, did you?
Yeah, I don't really know. I think a lot of it...
like, because, like, RPGs having essentially a roguelike element to them.
Yeah, I mean, the idea of sinking, like, 40, 50 hours into a game to just, like, randomly get killed, I could see that being really fun if, like, that was the thing that I committed to doing. But if it's just, like, I'm playing Skyrim, but I have the chance of just randomly dying, it's not as cool, because it's just kind of like, well, now I start over.
Yeah. I feel like the way you do it... Wait, but it wasn't... You turned, like, Spore into a roguelike at one
I
point,
did.
right?
Hardcore Spore was brutal, but it was funny, and it was short. And that was kind of part of the reason why it worked, was because it was not a particularly long experience. As long as I wasn't planning to get to the space stage.
That's a good point, because in particular, the best part of Spore was earlier.
Yeah.
So you kind of keep repeating it that way.
Yeah, as opposed to, you know, the city management part, which is kind of boring, and then the space part, which is just long.
Traps you forever.
Yeah.
Space part, which is until you get bored.
Pretty much. I don't know. I still kind of hope somebody goes back and it's like, what if we just made Spore, but, like, really good?
What would you want out of the game?
That's the question.
After playing it, I was like, I don't think I wanted it to be more than, like, really
what
just
it was?
the evolution part.
Yeah,
Like,
I think I wanted it to stop
like,
at the end of the
creature
creature stage.
Honestly, I almost feel like it just needed to be only creature, and creature just be good. Like, I really liked the other part, the, like, micro stage, but I think it would have been better if they just made the creature stage as much fun as the micro stage, and just had them be, like, both the same kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense if you had access to both like both the water and land, and so you could kind of do both interchangeably depending on what you've mutated your creature for.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think I'm mostly just thinking of, like, game design, like, kind of the requirements and stuff. Part of the reason I think it was kind of bad was because they didn't have really enough resources to make all parts of the game good. And I don't think I even needed like both water and land. Like if they just picked one and just like stuck with it.
Yeah.
Because I think the like design and evolution part was neat. Like I think that was like a genuinely good part of the game. Because you also got like meaningful choices too with that, and I think that was part of it. Was that once you got to like past the creature design stage, like none of the choices about it was so meaningful.
I mean, it was a little bit. If you decided to take legs off for the tribal stage, it became heck.
Right, but that's not like honestly, it mostly turned out that like there were certain choices that were just terrible and you would never want to do. And that was just, I don't know, like, that sucks. Like, that's not that much fun. Like, you don't go back and say like, oh, but what if the tribal phase was more like this? Like, there wasn't enough, like, options like that.
There was really no depth to the tribal phase.
And, you know, like, maybe it would have been cool if they had focused more on it, I guess. But they, yeah, I mean, I think if you're going to be spread thin in a game.
I think in general I would prefer developers focus on that one thing.
And I think part of that is because they're just other games.
Yeah.
Because, like, if they make a game, you really get a lot of ore. Like, a pretty early way to get ore this way.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah, like, because if they just made, like, a sequel, and that sequel was, like, the tribal one, and then a sequel, and that was... And I don't know that they really could beat Civ or, like, Humankind or games like that, and maybe they shouldn't. Maybe they should just focus on the evolution, but, you know, if they really wanted to. I'm just gonna keep dumping money into this merchant. If I get a pickaxe, that's not really affecting my ore gain.
I don't think so. Well, do we want to do another arena round, or do we actually want to go into the dungeon?
Let's do one more arena round. I want to lose horribly. I feel like so far they've just been a little... I don't know. I don't know that I want... I think one more level up and just kind of see where that's at.
Sounds good.
And then we go dungeon. Can we build a statue? Well, that's
if we get 100 ore, yeah.
Else, right?
I
it's
think
only 100 ore?
Yeah. One of those statues actually looked really good to me. Also, I do not like this level layout nearly as much as the previous one.
You wanted to be able to do circuits?
Yeah, but now there's the spikes, and so I can't do the circuits.
Yeah. I suppose I could, like, pay attention to the spike pattern.
I mean, it just alternates. It's really easy.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, like, boy, if you get stuck on that, it's gonna get dicey.
Can I run around... Can I run through the spikes if I time it right? Or do I need to, like...
Yeah. Well...
I should be able to get across it. Okay.
Yeah, you can get across fairly safely. Just, you know, don't blitz it.
Yeah.
Thinking you're gonna be fine. But if you time it well, you'll be totally safe.
What are you running on the fountain right now?
I don't think I did, actually. Last one I turned up the monsters, but it didn't seem like we got any better of a reward.
I mean, presumably... Oh, do you mean, like, did the experience go up with it? Because it's, like, gold.
I don't think we got any extra ore, gold, or EXP. I think it was just normal.
Okay. Yeah, because it didn't look like the pickaxe was being affected.
Yeah.
Or the pickaxe wasn't affecting my ore gain.
I think the fountain is mostly for the desert temple.
Oh. Is the desert temple like,
It's just a whole new dungeon. It's shorter and has like some unique mechanics, but it is like a standalone adventure.
You know, luring the enemies across spikes seems pretty good.
Works. I guess, yeah, just getting them stuck on the spike traps in general seems worthwhile. Or getting crushed. They seem to get crushed very gladly.
Yeah, I'm more into the traps since the enemies are affected by them.
Yeah. I was playing recently where the enemies weren't affected by traps. I've totally forgotten. It was something recent. I was just like, why are they not affected by traps? I am.
I mean, I guess challenge, right?
I guess. I don't know.
Coding.
It's just always like so much more satisfying when enemies are just as affected by like hazards and level design as the player is.
Yeah, that you can kind of learn how to use it instead of it just being a downside.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it is sometimes it's probably hard to implement like a game where the enemies, I don't know, it might just be easier to like, well, I'm not sure, because sometimes it might make like a ludicrous challenge on accident because traps plus enemies is like really hard if they get to the wrong balance of them. Do you remember to take the boons?
Every once in a while. The last round, I pretty much didn't.
Okay.
They're kind of okay.
Because I just got the fleet of foot one, and being faster in this is like super handy.
It's super strong.
Oh.
Did you get bullied?
Yeah. It's funny how that's like so much more dangerous than like almost anything else that happens to you.
Oh yeah. Loss of mobility is brutal.
Oh, those boons are temporary, aren't they?
Yep. They only last for a bit. That's part of the reason I was kind of like, they're okay.
Do you still lose your maximum health permanently? I was paying attention.
From the central boons? No.
Okay.
Yeah, those are just temp buffs. It's not like alcohol, for example.
I think when you find there's like boons like that you find. Oh, I guess are these like the monoliths? Because there's the ones that reduce your maximum.
They're like
health
the
that
monolith
give you,
boons.
Like, a permanent buff for the run.
At least
I found one of those, and it was like pretty meaningful.
I think the monolith buffs are permanent though, aren't they?
No, those
like
are
for the
temporary.
run. They are temporary.
There's like a different one that's like. There's a
Because
different.
I swear
one
I've had
that-
some that were kind of permanent.
It's like 8 minutes or something, like 10 minutes. Like it might last the full run.
At this point, I'm just going for the boon, just for the extra oomph.
Oh yeah. What is it?
You know, I actually don't know.
That. Oh, there's so many items I'm ignoring.
Yep.
Here, you handle stuff over there.
Sacrificial altars. Those are how you get the permanent buffs.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
That's some goodies. Here we go. You said you were playing a little bit of this over the week. Did you?
Yeah.
But have you been up to anything else? I know you mentioned Humankind. I didn't know if that would be something you would have picked up for yourself or waiting on that one.
I watched you play a little bit of that. I mean, this was the game that I played this week. Yeah, I mean, I guess work-related stuff. Went out for sushi last night. Actually, there's I think it was. Yeah, one of the rivers in the area was kind of where we sat and ate it, and that was like, I don't know, it was really nice. Just like.
So you did like takeout sushi and then.
Yeah, takeout sushi. Just took it out along the river.
Okay. I was gonna be surprised if you were actually like eating out.
Yeah, if there's outdoor seating, I'll do it.
Okay.
There's a point where I like almost was considering going to indoor restaurants more. but then more Delta, and it's like, maybe not.
Yeah. I think you guys were the last time we were just, like, comfortable being around people. We were out last weekend to buy a frying pan because our previous one got a chip in it, and it's like, yeah, you don't want to do that with non-stick coatings. We were going to replace that, and so we walk into the store and just immediately a bunch of people without masks walk in, and we're just like,
yeah,
I don't like this.
Yeah, we'll see how it adjusts it, kind of as the variants.
Boston area has been pretty safe, though, from what I remember, yeah?
It hasn't been, like, too bad, but, like, it's happening.
Because I know Oregon's, like, the hospital system had 7% of beds left or something like that. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's cause for staying indoors.
Yeah, try not to get COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so take out fine, though. Yeah, I've been reading Diana Wynne Jones' Tough Guide to Fantasyland.
Huh.
In the book of the week. It's mostly a book about, like, different fantasy tropes.
Whoa.
Oh no.
I was not banking on a boss.
Yeah, I know, right? I recognize this guy.
Ow, confused.
I know, right? I'm just gonna let you deal with that. I'm just gonna be over here picking up some items. Don't worry, I'll be stronger if you just let me do this.
That's what I'm doing, though.
Oop.
I think he's come for you.
Forgot the confusion. Is that a thing just for this zone?
And maybe like a handful of other enemies, but not a common thing.
I thought the enemies would stop, like, spawning during this boss, but... Yeah, this guy's tougher than when you fight him in,
Oh, in the first game?
Yeah, I was playing against him, and I didn't beat him, so I didn't get past where we were at, but he's got some extra moves here.
I really need that lifesteal. Is that a healing? Oh, I have like a healing circle. I really got to get that lifesteal perk. I think that would really...
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Really make this, like, most of these fights just so much easier, having that level of extra healing. Alright, got him.
Okay. Great.
Alright, back to town. Well, we didn't die.
Alright, that's enough.
Yeah.